Hey everyone, hope you all are well. The first thing I'm doing today, as always, is priming the eye area for the shadows that are to come. I'm using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I'm adding a few swipes of this from the applicator itself, and then I'm using the Sigma 3D HD Precision Brush just to blend this into the skin. And this will just ensure that the shadows apply and blend nice and smoothly and last all day long too. And if you want more information on primers, the different kinds and the benefit of those, you can check out last week's video because I have a more in-depth video on that. I'm next going in with the Trinny London Eye to Eye Cream Base Shadow in the shade Universe. It's a gorgeous deep charcoal colour with a hint of sparkle to it, but it's very, very subtle. I've just picked this up on a flat synthetic brush from Vanity Planet because it works quite well with creamy shadows, and I'm just tapping this down all over the eyelid. Now you can of course apply this creamy shadow with your finger, and it'll actually be beneficial because the warmth of your finger will help melt the product into the skin. In saying that though, you're working with black, so it can be a bit messy but easily cleaned after. And I'm using this shadow as a base for my powder shadows that are to come. So once I've added this all over the eyelid, I'm now taking the double-ended brush that came with my Urban Decay Naked Ultraviolet palette, and I'm using the little stiff bullet-shaped end to start to feather and blend that edge up into the crease. I just want to really lightly soften the edges. So I like to pull it up slightly with the bullet-shaped end first, and then I will flip my brush around and use the more tapered kind of blending side. I'm just going to buff back and forward over the edge to really soften out that creamy base and make it nice and smoky. Now I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Rose in the Air eyeshadow palette, and I'm taking the dark brown and I'm taking it on that tapered end of the brush again, and I'm applying this shadow into the crease. I'm really working back and forward, just bridging the gap there, and adding a colour like this, may not really be apparent in the finished look, but a touch of this will just help to add a bit of dimension to the look. It also just helps the blending process. We'll be working with black, and you do need to add in some colours with it in order for it to look really well blended. Once I'm happy then with how that looks, I'm taking the Maybelline 24 Karat Nudes palette, and I'm using this black with the gorgeous shimmery flecks in it. I've picked up a flat C-shaped brush from Blank Canvas Cosmetics with a little spritz of water, and I'm now tapping this down over the top of that creamy base. So not only will it set that base in place, but with the addition of the base, it'll also help to darken that black eyeshadow and make it really pop. And as well as spritzing the shadow with some water, that'll help those shimmery particles to shine that bit further. So I'm now taking some more of that dark brown from Wet n Wild on a smaller, more precise blending brush. This is just a Sedona Lace EB09 Universal Blender. I'm placing the brush down in the crease again, just where the black meets the crease, and I'm running over the edges just to merge the two shadows together so there isn't a harsh line between them. And then I'm buffing upwards and outwards towards the brow. I really want a nice, soft, sultry feel to the eyes. I'm then going in now with that light creamy shade on a flat C-shaped brush again. I've picked this up on the tip of the brush, and I'm now tapping this right underneath the arch of the brow, and then moving to the tip and down towards the tail of the brow. I'm flicking my brush downwards, so not only will this brighten up and lift the brow, but if you have blended your shadows up too high or have a harsh edge, this will help bring them back down and soften them. So now I'm just adding some finishing touches to the lid. I'm reapplying that glitzy black shade, just tapping over and back across the lid to make sure I have a nice even coating. I'm going back now to that flat synthetic brush with a little more of that creamy base, and I'm starting just to wriggle this along the lower lash line, pressing right into the lash bed and then swinging it from inner to outer corner. Again, this is just going to work as a base. So I'm then going in with a little bit of that brown shadow just to help to soften the black. I'm applying this over the top of the creamy base, and just running back and forth with the bullet end of the brush that came with the Naked Ultraviolet palette. So what I'm going to do then is go in with a black liner. I'm using this retractable liner from KVD Beauty. It's a cake liner, so it's really intense and black. I'm closing my eye around the pencil now just to coat both the top and bottom waterline at the same time. Really working that in there because I want no fleshy tones peeking through. So as I mentioned, I want no fleshy tones peeking through, but these are actually my eyelashes. They're just a little bit, I suppose, grey in colour, but I've a little bit of a fleshy tone as well peeking through there at the lash bed. So what I'm doing is taking a matte black and I'm just pressing this all the way along the upper lash line, right into the lash bed and also kind of onto the lashes themselves. Now, you don't really have to do this because you will be applying mascara in a while anyway, but I'm then pressing up onto the upper waterline as well as the lower waterline and just underneath the lash line to help set that black in place. Then I'm using this shimmery shade just to brighten up that tear duct. We are working with a lot of dark colours today, predominantly black. So I do want to add a touch of a brightness. So I'm just wriggling this around the tear duct of the eye to add a nice pop, and also under the highest point of the arch of my brow. I've added some of the Kiss lashes, and now I'm going in with the L'Oreal Bambi False Lash Mascara, and I'm just coating my bottom lashes, and I'm also blending my own lashes in with the false ones. But then that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you found it helpful and easy to follow. If you did, let me know, and I'll catch you all really soon.